artists. So today we are going to be doing some direct instruction on how to make big, beautiful, abstract, flowy flowers. Really colorful. Let's get started. Woo! Shaking everywhere. All right, so first things first, you're going to be getting a template here, just some ideas for some flowers, and you're going to want to pick a flower. All right, so I'm going to pick this one, but I'm thinking I don't want it pink. I can have these flowers any color I want. I just want to pick out which one I want to draw, but I can choose any color I want. Now let's talk just a little bit on color here. I'm thinking I want an orange flower, but Ms. Dusek, you have a blue paper in front of you. Well, the reason why is because orange is right opposite blue. If I want an orange flower, I need a blue paper. If I want a red flower, I need a green paper. And the same with yellow, purple. They need to be opposite each other. Here's why. If I were to have let's say I really wanted a blue flower, but I don't have a blue paper, or I needed an orange paper, but I grabbed the blue one instead. Look. I can't see that. You can't see that blue on my paper. You don't even know where it is. So, but if I choose a color that's on the same side of the color wheel, like green, look, I can't really see that either. It's not big, bright, and beautiful either. So, I'm going to choose the opposite color. All right, first thing I'm going to do here, I have my orange for my orange flower, and I'm going to kind of track with my finger where all these petals are. So, and I do not want something super uber small. This is too small. It's too small for this big of a paper. All right, so instead, I'm going to make these big, beautiful flowers. I'm going to track with my finger here, and I'm going to go, and I might even need to go off the page. And I am going to create this beautiful, lovely flower. And don't you worry about this little thing that I messed up on here in the middle. Chalk pastels, super forgiving. So you'll be able to kind of fix it later. You won't even see it later. All right. It's okay if I'm making mistakes with this. These flowers are really organic, right? They're really organic. They're really flowy. It's okay if they're not perfect. I'm just kind of moving along here. Oh, and I don't like how small that petal turned out, so I'm just going to fix it here. Remember, you won't even see it later, so if I need to go through and fix some lines, that's okay. Like, I don't like some of these lines. That's okay. I can just fix some. Like, I don't like that line. I'm going to fix it. All right. Now that I've done that, now that I've got my outline of my flower drawn here, I am going to kind of fill in around the edges here with my main color, my orange color here. And I'm just going to go back and forth. I don't have to fill in the whole thing. I just want to get some nice color laid down in, and I'll go back in with my finger to smudge it around. Ms. Dusek's going super, super fast here. Now, I kind of notice here that in my flower, there's a little bit of a color change between some of the colors. And I also notice there's a shadow right in the middle. Well, for my shadow, what I'm going to end up using is the color of my paper. So I'm going to end up using some blue to create that shadow. And then I see that there's a color change. I think because yellow is super close to orange, I can go ahead and do that. And then I'll also use some white, because I see some white bits on the side here too. So I'm just quickly going through and doing this, getting this all done. I'm going to grab my blue here and create my shadow in the middle. And see, you're starting to not even be able to see the mistake that I made earlier. No big deal. I'm going to grab a tiny, tiny bit amount of yellow here because I wanted a color change in the middle. I'm not putting it right up against the blue. And my last color here, I'm going to grab just a little bit of white. I'm going to put it more towards the middle. You're not even seeing some of the mistakes that I made earlier with some of my lines. right, now that I have that done, what I need to do is I need to take my finger and I'm going to start blending from the outside out, or from the inside out with my finger to blend all these colors together. Ooh, I'm going to just use my one finger to do this. I'm just going to kind of go back and forth, kind of making those lines. I'm going to go out towards the petal, get as close as I can to the sides, but don't go over the sides. Make all those beautiful things disappear. Make them all just kind of there. And there's my shadow in the middle right there. All right, next petal right here. There it is, there it is. Oof, that's looking pretty awesome. That's looking pretty awesome. All right, so now I have my flower blended together right by me. Now look at this finger. This finger is super dirty. I cannot touch anybody with these fingers. Ugh, these will get on people's clothes and it won't come out very easily. So I have wet paper towels around me, and I'm just gonna wipe off my fingers. Ta-da! All better. All right, so now all my lines for my petals have kind of disappeared. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually take just a little bit of my white, and I'm just going to kind of go around with some of my petals. And I'm just going to kind of mark out where some of those lines were again. Make those more defined again. So I see kind of where my petals were over here. I'm just going around here and getting this all done. Once I'm done with my smudging, I'm not going to smudge anymore. Also, I saw that there was a little stem coming out through here, so I need to add that in. I do. So I'm going to take my main color here. I'm going to just add that in. Big lines, and there it is. All right. And I'm going to take a little bit of white here and kind of get that added in, and then add just in a little bit of blue around that stem for that shadow. Okay, now I'm going to take a little bit of black here, and I'm just going to dance with my black. I'm going to dance around with it. I'm not going to add super much to it, but I do want to dance with it just a little bit. Just like that. All right. Then I'm going to take my main color again, my orange, my main color that I've been using, and I'm going to go over all those lines again. One more time. Over all those lines again. Make them super defined. I do not want to blend any more lines at this point. Maybe I add in some other lines to kind of show kind of where my petal is. Just like that. I do not want to blend them anymore. I'm going to finish up some of these details right here. Chalk pastels are super forgiving, so if you mess up, it's okay. Like if I were to be touching like with my very dirty finger again, and I were to accidentally touch inside my flower, oh no, nope, it's okay. So what you can do is you'll just add back in just a little bit of whatever color that was, and then you can take a clean finger and you could smudge it back in again. No big deal, no big deal. All right, I'm going to add in some of these little dots in here. All right. But Miss Dusek, what if I get one of my dirty fingers on the outside? It's okay, friends. It's okay. All you're going to do is you're going to take the color of your paper. So I'm going to take my blue, and if I really want, I can just go through and I can cover it back up. No big deal. I can cover it back up, get where I need to go, and then I'm just going to blend it with my one finger again. But Miss Dusek, my other areas of my paper don't look the same now. Well, then I can go through with for each little section and go fix my blue again. And go fix my main paper if I feel like, and then just go back and go do it. And I would do that to each side of my paper. Hopefully you're feeling super confident on creating big, beautiful, abstract flowers. Happy creating!